Welcome back to the show. Mark, Luke, what's going on, man?
Not much, man. Another day, another loss, another sunny day outside. At least
Another step forward to the draft.
Boom. That's what it is.
Yes, as you indicated, a beautiful day. At least here in Memphis. I don't know about in Nashville, but it's a beautiful day here in Memphis. I just got done taking my lunch on the veranda. It was beautiful outside. We'll do that again. Probably, maybe not tomorrow. I don't know. It's covered, so maybe tomorrow as well during the rainstorm. It's supposed to rain all day.
Right.
I think it's supposed to be cold this weekend too. I don't know. I'm not a guy that gets up and checks the weather.
Yeah,
or looks at it like a weather forecast at all.
Yeah, nope.
So I'm generally surprised, and I was like, "Oh, my wife's like, it's gonna rain tomorrow." Like, oh, I didn't have any clue. So
could have fooled me.
Would never have known. Either way, got a great show for you guys today. Grizzlies, Warriors. Played last night. We'll talk a little Gigi Jackson. And at the end of the show, we're playing a brand new game. It's a brand new game to me. I've never played it. You introduced this game on the show while I was gone. I'm excited I don't know anything about it. So
nothing.
I'm excited to play the game and learn about it live on the air. So that'll be I'm a big board game person. So I'm the guy that plays 3-hour long board games. And I'm explaining the rules to people and no one's listening. And I'm like, guys, you have to listen. It matters. You have to listen.
Do you like Monopoly? I love Monopoly.
I love Monopoly. I love strategy games. My wife is the exact opposite. Like when I'm reading the rules of those games, she's like, I hate this shit. Please stop.
We're not doing this shit. Stop it.
Can we just play Uno or something, or something fun and not so, because I'm competitive. So I get very serious, and she does not like it at all. So
see,
I don't think many people
colorblind. So Uno for me, I'm just like, what is happening?
You're just guessing.
I'm like, these cards at 4. I'm fine. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Backwards.
Yeah, you just hoping for the best. So
just constant reverse.
Constant reverse.
Piss people off.
Let's get to the game last night. The Grizzlies did lose to the Warriors last night, and as we expected, as we talked about on the show yesterday, they didn't seem to want to play defense. I would assume because they were really tired. It's one of those games. I do feel like had it been all things level, I think Jaren would have been able to dominate that game. You saw it in a couple flashes, right? They could not stop him. Nope. And I think the energy just was not there, just because he's expended so much so lately. I think all things being equal, I think he does not get stopped by those dudes. And I wish he would have had it. And you can just tell that nobody on that floor seemed to be interested in playing defense, and which is fair, I guess, at this point. I mean, you could go coming off an OT game, just like we talked about the level of play. We that was kind of what we said yesterday, was that was going to be a big issue and no big question mark. And we come to find out they held on to it, to halftime, and after that, it just really at the end of the second quarter, they got that 10-point lead, and then it was kind of over from there.
It was they went on a 22-0 run at the end of this second to go into the third. And I think from then on, it's like you said, I don't know any team that can come back from that. I just don't. I don't know any of them that can come back from a 22-0 run. That's tough. That's really hard.
Oh yeah. I mean, especially with the Grizzlies and their offensive struggles, the people on the floor that can't hit a lot of shots. I think it's pretty telling, and not to take anything from Santi Aldama, but when Santi Aldama is your leading scorer at halftime with 21, I mean, that's probably not great for your team when you have Jaren Jackson and Desmond Bane
and Gigi Jackson. There's a couple other guys you want to see higher than that, and I love Santi. I'm repping him today because I was the dude. I was pleased with his play.
But he was great last night. I think he had
27.
He had 27. He had 21 at halftime.
Yeah,
he had 4 threes in the second quarter. I mean, he had quite a few threes in one quarter. He was 6 for 12 from downtown. But yeah,
9 and 4.
27 next to 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 9 from 18 from the field. Santi was great last night. I don't want to. I made that joke, but I don't want to take anything away from what he did. He was fantastic. I think it's less about him and more about what I was talking about Jaren Jackson Jr. and Desmond Bane. You need more from those guys. Jaren ends up with 28, but it's a 28 that I think you get a lot of that in a garbage time game, if you will.
Yeah, well, and Dez looked like he was coming back from injury last night. It was the first game where it was like, oh man, it looks like he might be a tad tired. You know, yeah, he had what, six points maybe?
6 points. He was 2 for 9 from 3, 2 for 13 from the field. Yeah, he was pretty bad. He was real bad. Shout out to Wayne from Sydney. He said he's watching from Sydney.
Yeah.
Says he would like to see Coach free him up a bit more in the second half and get him some more open looks. You know, I think I think there's a lot of things you could want from that game, but it's difficult whenever you're, again, like you mentioned, in largely a 20-point deficit almost the entire time.
Yeah.
You don't really, I don't know. I think it's one of those games you just try to get through and be done with. I know there's a lot of takeaway from that.
I need more from Jitty. The dude played, you play over half an hour and you don't get a bucket. I don't care what else you do. I don't care if you're rebounding the ball and if you're dishing out the ball. I need you to get a bucket if you play for half an hour. I need you to, I think I could probably get a single bucket. I don't know. That seems like I'm setting myself up.
We could not.
No,
we could not.
Not even a free throw. You don't think I could draw one foul?
I'm 5'7". I'm 5'7". Doesn't matter. There's no rangy. Get a bucket. Doesn't matter. The only way you're getting a bucket is everybody else falls down on the ground at the simultaneously at the same time and can't give it up quick enough.
Which, let's not rule that out. We don't know.
All know other 9 players. I don't think so.
We don't know if there's an earthquake happening. Granted, I have a really bad balance, so I'd probably tip over too. So that acts as that.
That's a knock. That's a knock on John Contra, though, right? Like that's what we talked about on the show this entire year. That's the problem with John Contra. You play 32 minutes and you get 0 points. It's unacceptable for you to be, if you want to be a part of this team and so as a role player, if you want to be on the floor as a role player, when obviously when everybody's back and you won't have real minutes, you can't do that. I mean, same thing with Jake LaRavia. I mean, you play 31 minutes, 12 points. I mean, it's fine, but defense was terrible. There's nothing I've seen for Jake LaRavia that makes me go, yeah, he's going to be a long-term role player. And even up to this point, I know there was been games where he's scored the ball well, and those are just garbage time points a lot of times, though. That is the issue here. Same thing with Jake LaRavia. His points came in garbage time. The game when they didn't even matter. So
you gotta look at it like this too. I mean, we're talking about part of this rotation in the future. You've got Ja, you've got Jaren, you've got Dez, you've got Marcus. Insert starting center here. You've got Gigi, you got Vince, you got Luke, and Brandon Clark. That's 9. Like that's 9 guys. Yeah, you're looking at Santi, you're looking at Jitty, and you're looking at Jake, all looking to get the 10th spot. And it's Santi's in my mind. It's like these other dudes ain't doing nothing. Like I don't even know what they're making themselves more expendable, honestly, like by the day when you come up with these poopers.
I mean, I think Santi is just on that topic. I think Santi is much further away from not playing. I think he's much further away from not playing anybody else. I think he's closer to being locked in the rotation than anybody on that. Yeah. You just, than anybody you had back then. It's difficult to, like you said, to kind of fit anybody into those spots because we do know Taylor Jenkins plays the 10-man rotation. So there are going to be 10 people on the floor. So you can count on 10 people, right?
Yes.
But when you get to the playoffs, I mean, sometimes it hasn't been this case with Taylor, but sometimes you get to 8. Right now he's only playing 8 because he only has 8 people available. But but yeah, I mean, I think that's going to be that's been the knock on John Contra his entire game, his entire time here. There is no offense really to speak of. If there is an offense, it's not enough. It's not often. And Jake LaRavia, I think you're going to find that his first step is just too slow for most people. His first step's too slow to get to the bucket in real games, real time, real situations.
Yeah.
I think defensively is going to be the biggest liability for him. I think that's just going to be those things with John and Jake that is this week consistency, right? Same thing with Zaire Williams. I mean, he hasn't played in a long time, but it's the same thing we talked about with him. Same with Zaire Williams. He's just not consistent enough. And in this game, you have to be consistent as an NBA player to be on the court at all times. That is really the thing that is the biggest thing when you're trying to be, when you say, hey, is that an NBA player? Well, is he consistent in what he's doing? Right. Yeah. The same thing we talked about with Gigi Jackson when we first saw him play. Is he going to be consistent on defense? And, he's shown that for 37 games now that he's been consistent. with it. Vince Williams has been consistent with defense all year long, pretty much.
All year.
So, I think that, like you said, it's going to be tough to see those guys getting minutes going forward. I do think that would be very difficult for those guys. But in a game when it doesn't matter and you still like them scores more than 0 would be nice.
That's it. Just more than 0.
Because the whole second half was garbage time.
Yeah.
I don't even know how you don't get a bucket then, to be honest with you.
Yes. Like I'm with you. It's like you just somewhere in that 22-0 run, I just hope that, somewhere in the second half, once they close the first half on that 10-0, 12-0 run, like you said, it's garbage time. If you can't score in the second half, how many shots were you even taking? He just took 2 shots. Like,
yeah,
come on. Not good enough. It's just not good enough right now. Not good enough.
And I think that we're, like Wayne mentioned in the comments, we're debating the end of the bench right now, which is a great position to be in. You look up and you got 23 wins and it's been a shit of a year. But we're trying to figure out what the end of the bench is going to look like, and that's our debate for next year, which is always a great position to be in, really and truly. If you look up, we've talked about this numerous times, but the silver lining on all this is that you're going to get a good draft pick and you're going to be in a better position next year because you found G.G. Jackson, you found Vince Williams. These guys are real role players, real players. I mean, to be quite honest, Vince Williams can probably start on a lot of NBA teams.
Yes. He's good enough defensively to start for every team, I would say.
100%. 100%. And obviously we'll talk more about G.G. Jackson in the second segment, so I don't want to get spend too much time on him. Anything that you liked out of this game? I didn't really. Again, to be honest with you, I went to bed after the third quarter, turned it off. I was tired. It was late. There wasn't much that I saw that was. It was whatever. Again, I feel like a real throwaway game for me.
I did it kind of not relating to basketball, but I liked Santi not taking any shit from Draymond.
Oh yeah, did we? Well, you know what? Like Draymond was such a bitch.
I wanted to wait till we got to the end of the first segment to bring him up, but he sucks, dude. Like just uncalled for the thing on Santi, and then I get you have to. I guess you get. I don't get the T on Dez. Dez's hands were up the entire time.
Dude, here's the thing: is Pete Pernica said it perfect on the broadcast last night. Draymond started the situation, ended the situation, and still didn't get in trouble. Like, I don't understand what the dude has to do. He's got to have something on the NBA. Like, I genuinely think he is one of the dirtiest players in the modern NBA. Like, he's just one of the dirtiest dudes.
He knocked Taylor Jenkins to the ground.
But even before that, he grabbed Santi's jersey
for no reason,
and push him out of the way. That should have been a tech right there, and it probably would have not led to anything after the fact, right? Taylor Jenkins never fall down. Like none of that ever happens if you just do what you're supposed to do as a ref. Why do we consistently let Draymond get away with this shit? I genuinely don't understand how he, on a consistent basis, week in, week out, year after year, does the same shit, and the NBA is like, yeah, we're good with it. Finally they get their foot. This year they said that they I want to suspend you or take time away, whatever. It didn't matter. It didn't work. It's all for show.
I don't think that was the league though. That wasn't the NBA. The NBA just decided to let him get away with it this year. I think that was the team.
That was
the NBA. The NBA is just like, we don't care. Sure, he's allowed to get away with it, and it's bullshit.
Steve Kerr, does this break your moral code? Can you let us know?
Please,
dumbass. I hate Steve Kerr is so higher and mightier than thou.
He's very sanctimonious.
Very safe. It just really, really rubs me the wrong way. It gets on my nerves. It makes it difficult to watch. It just makes it takes the fun out of the NBA when they're so like pretentious, and then you got Draymond doing shit like that, and just I don't know. I don't want to spend too much time on it because I don't want to give him. But it should have been a tech. It should have been a tech, and if that still leads to Taylor Jenkins falling down, it should have been another tech.
Or you eject him at that point. I mean,
simple as that.
Yeah.
Also, the clip I saw of the Warriors broadcast, come on, guys. Like their announcers' ability to reshape anything Draymond does is actually kind of impressive.
It's masterful. It's masterful.
World class, boys. World class.
Yep.
because that was a shit deal. And you're like, oh, Santi kind of tried to bait him into that one.
Like
Yes.
what?
Yeah.
What?
That's
Bait
a
him
tough one.
into
Look.
grabbing his shirt and pulling him. And you see Santi like, what the hell?
What is going on? All right. Let's take a quick break. We're going to be right back. We'll talk about Gigi as an all-rookie team coming up next.
Not just the level of individual talent that he plays with, but it's also the level of his mind. We haven't gotten cross-court open shot this year. We haven't seen that pass a lot. Number one, you got to respect him going to the basket. There's a roller. I got to watch the roller. He has the mind to be able to say, I see all of that, but now I see this guy over here. I'm going to get him this open shot. How shifty he is to always be going forward. It's usually side to side.
Yeah.
His dribble moves are side to side, but going forward.
Right.
Which is very hard to defend. I just want to get you, as many times can I get you to do this? But for him, it's not here. It is here, which is what are his moves to get down the floor. It's awkward for a defender to try to catch a cadence. You dribble. So now what I do is now when you go put that ball down, I'm going for it. But with him, it's hard for my cadence. But what's my cadence for you? I don't know what it is.
Tune in to the Anthony Sane Show Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Who do you need to step it up? Outside of David Jones, I think David Jones is David Jones.
I don't think you need him to step it up because he's been performing.
Yeah, like he's David Jones. Like outside of him, he's fine.
I think Quinterly needs to play better.
In what way? Like, I mean, he's facilitating the ball well. I mean, what do you, like, I don't.
2 at 12 from the field's not cutting it.
It's not great. It's not great.
And I don't need a runner 3 from the top of the key with 3.5 seconds left.
Is Virginia the game where Jordan Brown is going to cook? Those dudes aren't looking to run the ball.
Cook what? Dude, I thought he was going to have a freaking night. He came out with that fresh cut, lined up. And then literally within the first 15 seconds, missed a wide open layup. And then picked up 2 fouls right away.
I feel real lied to because I thought we were getting a 20 and 10 guy.
Didn't think it did anything for you.
Well,
I think we all thought we were getting a 20 and 10 guy. And we are getting that in David Jones.
I'm not even getting 20 or 10 minutes out of the guy.
Tune in to Tigers Untapped with TJ Willis and Trey Lasley every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back to the show, The Daily Grind, right here at 1 o'clock every day on Bluff City Media YouTube channel. Make sure you go subscribe. If you haven't already done so, go subscribe. It really helps us out a bunch. We're trying to get to 3,000 subs. We're very close. So go do that. I promise you won't regret it. Let's talk about Gigi Jackson a little bit.
Let's do it.
The question poised is, can Gigi Jackson make an all-rookie team? And the short answer for me is no.
You don't think you can?
I don't think he can, only because I think that people won't vote for him because he hasn't played a full season. Yeah. I think it's a little bit of like, the short answer for me is the realistic answer is no. Should he is yes, right?
Yes.
Like, I think it's little things like, I think it's going to be like, I'm a very realistic when I think about this stuff and stuff like who's voting. Like, I just don't think they're going to vote him in. He hasn't played a full season. He wasn't a top pick. He's not on a good team. Like, I think he's got a lot of factors weighing against him.
Yeah, it's a good way to put it. Like, just so there's a lot more going against him, because I think if we're leaning towards recency bias, like since the month of March, the kid's averaging 19.2 points, 4.3 rebounds, 1.4 assists, and he's shooting like almost 45, 35, 85. Like but granted, that's 1 month. You take the other, I mean, like the rest of the year. What's he at the rest of the year? It's easy enough to find out. You take the rest of the year, which, like you said, he's not played that much. Yeah, 11 points, 3.5 assists. Shooting's a little bit better. I mean, it's tough. It's just tough because he's a much better player now the more minutes he's gotten. Mm-hmm. But they might vote. It's good stats, bad team. When you look at all these other rookies like Chet, like Wemby, like I'm trying to think of who are some other rookies that are, like
Derek Lively,
Anderson,
Oscar Thompson,
the Thompson twins, the kid, the guy from Jaquez from Miami.
Oh yeah. And you got the Pods kid from last night.
Pods, like I just think if there's 10 guys that get voted, I just think it's going to be tough to be. I think if there were maybe 3 teams, he gets in easy. But the fact that you're betting on him to be one of the top 10 as voted on by whoever votes on this stuff, like best rookies in the league, I think you're right. I think there's more going against him than there is going in his favor.
Yeah, I think that's the ultimate issue is that he's got, if we're putting up just like, stats, 36 games, 13 points a game. I mean, there's a lot of guys he's got better stats than, right? Like, I'm talking about some of these kids, like I was just looking up the kind of like the preemptive top 10 rookies and stats wise. I mean, Oscar Thompson's only scoring 9 points a game. Scoot Henderson is 12.4. Keontae George 11.1. Paz is 9.1. 5.4 rebounds. So like, if you look at just straight points or just stats in general, I mean, Gigi Jackson is in the running for a lot. Just as good as a lot of these other guys. Yeah. I just think people will take recency bias. They're not going to take into like account. I think you're right. Like good stats, bad team. I think a lot of people think like that, right? Like, yes, he's good, but he's on a bad team. He's got a lot of minutes, and that's where all the points come from. It's not, I think you can say that for some of these other rookies too that are not on great teams as well. So I don't know. I think if anything, I think the rookie race is one of those awards where people do take into credit you are in a bad team. Like, I don't think that hurts you as much as like an MVP award race.
It's the only award. It's the only one.
It's the only award that you get a little bit of relief of like, yeah, it's a bad team. But like most rookies are on a bad team, right? That's why they got drafted high. Most rookies are on a bad team. Except for Chet Holmgren, who's really not, he's not a rookie, right? He is, but he's not. So I think that's the only benefit that Gigi Jackson, if he has anything going for him on that, is that, I just don't think, I think people take 36 games. I just think that they're like, it's not going to be enough. You know what I mean? So, and I guess technically Vince Williams would be a rookie too, right? I guess
no. I think he technically played in like 18 games of garbage time in it last
That's
season.
Right. Yeah. Even as a two-way, does that count as if he's a two-way?
I believe so, just because it was on the main roster.
Interesting.
It's silly because his averages are piss poor. Like that.
Right.
The games that he played that will account toward his career averages, and it was all garbage time, like literally all garbage time.
Yeah. Either way, like I said, I think the short answer is no. Unfortunately, I think the realistic should he be though is absolutely.
Yeah.
He should be on a second team all rookie. If we're just talking about, if you took this, if it was just like, hey, we're judging on the second half of the season, I think he'd be up there for sure.
No doubt.
But that's not how people take it into account. So it's kind of weird the way people vote on it. But either way, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. We're going to play a game next. I don't know what it is. Luke does. We'll find out together.
I'm just big on being able to vocalize what someone's role is. I always thought my best coaches were the people that let me know exactly what you expect from me. Now, I might not like it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right. But if you come to me man to man to say, this is how we think we're gonna play you, bang, 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 and hopefully everybody understand. I'm not saying that this has not been done with this team. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying from my experience, we all have egos when we get to this game.
Right.
All of us, to the last person on the bench, you got an ego, but all of us can't be the man.
Yeah.
You got to be able to say, okay, he's the man, but what do I do and what can I do to help us be good? And if it's vocalized to you, then you know exactly and if I'm out there doing it and now I'm not getting the result from you, now we got to sit down and have another conversation. Mm-hmm. But as long as it is told to you, this is what we expect from you, this is how we want you to play, then I feel like, again, keeping this logo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Tune in to The Anthony Sane Show, Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel. All right, Christian.
Yes.
You are Penny Hardaway.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Today, you're going to play act. Okay? Gabe, because you're a Jordan Brown apologist, you're going to be Jordan Brown.
I'm a Jordan Brown apologist. Okay.
Okay.
I'll take that.
Y'all are sitting across the room from each other.
I said, don't tweet him hate. And he's like, you're an apologist. Like, good God. But either way, continue. We're in a room together.
Why did things break down?
Jordan, we brought you in this year to be the centerpiece of our offense. You came in out of shape. Let's call it what it is. Call a spade a spade. We play fast. Told you this when we were recruiting you. We play fast. One of the fastest paces in the country. You have to be able to get up and down the floor. You have failed at that.
Oh, well, I'm leaving. So it's fine. Cool.
Tune in to On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back to the show, The Daily Grind. Grizzlies, 1 o'clock every day. I feel like I say that so much on these shows.
Hey, it's
I'm
good.
I'm gonna start shortening it to say Grizzlies 1 o'clock every day. Maybe that's easier.
Yeah. Well, we should get that tattooed. Like
Grizzlies 1 o'clock, like right on
1
my
o'clock
chest.
every day. Yeah, like right here.
I just
Grizzlies,
take
1
my- I
o'clock
just wear
every-
it, take my shirt off. All right, let's play a game. I don't know what it is, but you explain it to me.
All right. So it is called It's a Trap. I don't know if you are familiar with the great American classic film Star Wars. There's a character by the name of Admiral Akbar, who, upon figuring out the Rebel Alliance, has stumbled into a
Yes.
trap, proudly proclaims it's a trap. And so
I
I
am
devised
familiar with Admiral Akbar.
rock and roll.
All right.
So I've devised a game that the premise is I'm going to give you a list of trivia questions, just
Okay.
just based on a topic. I'll give you the topic in a minute. I'm going to give you 20 trivia questions. Half of them are real. Half of them are completely made up. They're not, it's not a
Okay.
real thing. You just have to guess if it's real or if it's a trap. You don't have to guess the answer. You don't have to tell me that you don't have to answer any of these correctly. You just have to
Got it.
tell me if it's a real question or if it's a trap.
How do I win? And who am I? Is it just me playing against myself? How do I win? Do I get
So
points for
so
getting
there's
right?
a leaderboard so far, like based on who plays. So
Oh.
far, Daniel's answered the most right. He got all of his correct. Drew is in second place. He only got like 14 out of 20.
Okay. Do I
he-
get bonus points for answering the questions correctly?
I mean, I'll give you
Hell
some
yeah.
if you do. Yeah, why not? No one's.
Okay.
I mean, they're kind of If you get some of them right, I'll give them to you.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
Okay. First question. What is the original name of Saint Patrick?
Original name?
Yeah.
Oh, this. But I'm not. I don't have to answer the question. I have to know.
No,
I'm just telling me it's true or false. That's a
Yeah,
real
if it's
question.
real. Yep.
Um,
Do you want to guess what his real name is?
Well, I don't think it's a real question.
Well, no, it is real.
Wait, but I'm saying, am I supposed to answer the question now?
No, I thought you
I
were
don't
going
know
to.
the answer. I don't know the answer.
I'm going to butcher it because it's Gaelic, but it's real. Muin Sukit. Forgive
Okay.
me, my
I
Irish
think,
friend.
now
I'm
I
sorry.
think I understand the game now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What is the longest running St. Patrick's Day parade in the world?
I mean, that is a real question.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
I have no idea. The one in Chicago? No. Something in Ireland, I assume.
Oh, you were closer with the first one. It's in Boston.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
What is the traditional Irish stew made with lamb or beef, potatoes, carrots, onions, and parsley?
I feel like that's a trap.
That's a real question.
What is
That's
it?
a real question. Irish lamb stew.
These are
Kind of
good
a-
questions because we're going to Ireland this summer, my wife and I. So this is
Oh,
this
yeah.
is getting me ready. This is a good question.
I got you. All right.
What was the name of the stew called?
Irish lamb stew. They just call it what it is.
That's as good as it gets.
Yep. All right. What is the name of the annual celebration? Wait, no, I skipped one. What is the traditional game played by the Irish children on St. Patrick's Day involving blindfolded participants trying to catch a small leprechaun's tail?
That has to be a trap. There's no way that's true.
You're right. It's a trap.
God, okay.
According,
I was getting ready for you to tell me that it was true. I'm like, that could be true.
No,
It sounds weird.
No, it's weird. According to legend, what is the magical power possessed by leprechauns that allows them to turn potatoes into gold coins on St. Patrick's Day?
I feel like that also has to be a trap.
Yeah, that's a trap. That's a big old trap. I guess that would be potato alchemy if you wanted to call it something. But
Well,
yeah,
you
that's a
said
trap.
legend at first. I was like, maybe it is. It
Nah.
could be anything really.
Yeah. What is the name of the mythical Irish creature that resembles a small, mischievous goat and is said to bring good luck on St. Patrick's Day?
Oh, that's a real question, right?
No, it's
No.
a trap.
Damn it!
It's a
I
trap.
should have known you put up it's a trap before I answered.
I'm sorry.
It.
I that was
Try
on
to
me.
give me a hint. I thought I could swear that was a real question.
I think it's real, but the goat part is not real.
Okay, there we go.
What U.S. state is home to the highest percentage of people with Irish ancestry?
I mean, that's a real question. I'm going to go with. I'm going to take a guess and go with Pennsylvania.
Oh, you're so close. I'm going to give you one more guess because you're very close.
Oh, it's not Maryland, but it is maybe West Virginia. No, it's not West Virginia. Either.
Massachusetts.
I should have known.
But it is a question, so you don't lose points.
Okay.
All right. In addition to Ireland, which country also contains the color green? It's like the same. It's almost the same flag.
I don't know. What's a green flag? Brazil. That's a green flag.
Yeah, it's almost so you don't lose points, but it's Italy. Italy and Ireland have like
that's true. That is a good.
It's confusing.
It's red and yeah.
I'm colorblind. They look literally the exact same to me. I do not know the difference between them. Okay. What mythical creature is said to guard pots of gold with their lucky spears at the end of the rainbow on St. Patrick's Day for their evil masters, the leprechauns?
That's a trap.
That's a trap. That's a big trap.
Well, see, when you talk like that, you give it away.
Well, I gotta do the. You gotta see the. You gotta know.
I'm like, there's no way he's putting this much effort into a real question.
Shut up. What is the traditional Irish dish made by taking a whole sheep live, stuffing it with various meats and vegetables and fruits, and roasting it over a fire on St. Patrick's Day?
God, that feels like a real question. It feels like weird shit some Irish people would do. That feels like it's. I was gonna say it's a trap. I just say
I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give it to you.
Yeah, I think it feels like a real one, but I don't think it is.
In Irish mythology, what is the name of the legendary leprechaun who sat under St. Patrick's head and pulled his hair Ratatouille style and helped him banish all the snakes from Ireland?
That's a trap.
That is a trap. Shout out Ratatouille. That movie's dope.
That is good.
What type of bread is commonly eaten in Ireland, especially on St. Patrick's Day, and is made with bicarbonate of soda as a main agent to bake in?
I have no idea. It's got to be a real question. I'm going to go like sourdough. I'm going to just a wild guess.
Soda bread.
Oh, so close. No, it wasn't close.
I think this is real. I think they eat this a lot over there. So that might be something. All right. And then last one. In Irish folklore, what is the name of the magical potion brewed by potatoes that leprechauns give people to drink on St. Patrick's Day to grant them wishes?
That's a trap.
That is a trap. That's all of them.
I feel like it didn't do great.
Won.
First one and all, as a Ireland theme, I did okay. I'm not the greatest trivia, but unless it's like geography or something like that, I'm good at that.
Okay. Well, you did better than Drew. You did better than Drew. Drew did not do very good.
Fuck it, Drew.
Drew was.
Fuck it.
There were a lot of cat-themed Oscar questions, and he thought they were all real. God love him.
Oh, well, sucks to suck, Drew Gann.
Damn, catching strays. He's not even here.
He's not even here. That's all right. Look, I appreciate you playing the game with me or teaching me how to play the game. It was fun. I love trivia games, so I look forward to next week as well. That's going to be it for our show today, guys. We had a great one. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back tomorrow with another preview because they play the Spurs tomorrow. No, Spurs tomorrow. Yep, at San Antonio.
Yeah.
Yep. Awesome. We will see you guys in.